Hello, welcome to chapter 6 of psychology, sensation and perception. So this chapter is all about processing information and how we process it specifically. So sensation and perception, is it the same thing? No, but it's pretty similar. So sensation is like the information your brain's taking in on the world around you. Perception is organizing that information into like thoughts and all that. So they're pretty similar. Most of the time, the differences don't really matter. But a really good example of it being different is like if you have that, if you have the sense, if you can't like recognize faces, that means your sensations are all the same, but your perception is different because your brain doesn't recognize this information as like being somebody's face or recognizing that face. So there's that. So those small difference, but it can mean a lot. So you know how we process information through like touch, hearing, seeing, and how that information has to be like processed and turned into a different energy so your brain can understand it. That's called transduction. Very, very amazing thing, honestly, because it takes the one energy of like feeling, smelling it, and transforms it into something our brain can understand. So there's that. It's this is a little disorganized, but we're going with it. Alright, thresholds. So you can hear, you can see, you can touch and smell, but there's only a certain limit to what you can do for it. Like, you know, you know how when people are older, you notice that they can't tend to hear as well. They hit the threshold, the limit threshold specifically. Well, the absolute threshold. So like, as you get older, your sensations kind of get worn down. They're not as accurate as they once were. So there's the threshold to how much you can hear, you can see, all of that. Of course, some people don't believe that we have an absolute threshold and that it's more based on each separate event, based on the context, the motivation, all that. We don't have any specific ways to prove or disprove at the moment, from what I'm aware. But anyways, there's a lot. So your sensations in there can be influenced by many things. It can be influenced by what you experienced in the past. Like, if you had like rotten milk one point when you were really young, you might not want to try milk again, sort of deal. And there's also like, you can be influenced by your emotions, your feelings, all that fun stuff. Your motivation, and the context of what you're doing. One really good example is the softball player one. Like, if you don't think you're doing well in that, you're gonna have a hard time, like, hitting the softball. But if you're, like, a good player, you feel like you got it, then you're gonna hit that softball, right? So yeah, your sensations can be really altered, your perceptions can be really altered by your thoughts in that. And then we got all this visual things. You got wavelengths, you got blind spots. We only really process 3 color receptions, red, blue, green, and all that. You process, when it comes to sight specifically, you process multiple things. You process the motion, you process the form, depth, and color, and you process it all at once to make a cohesive image. All that fun stuff. You got depth perception. Like if you only have depth perception is really based on your 2 eyes. If you only have 1 eye, you're gonna have less accurate depth perception. 2 eyes, it's gonna be more accurate. And a lot of it's really interesting, and it kind of reminds me of my one art class I had to take about drawing. So there's that. I'm going to let you go. You should read the chapter if you want to learn more about it. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.